I'm already dropping frames. Alright. Sorry about that. My internet just decided to cut out the moment I hit stream. Welcome to Final Fantasy. I haven't streamed this before, but I've played it in my own time. Enjoying the final frontier that is space, even though the next frontier is the Western continents. Just basically enjoying the sights right now. I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of like out of it because like I haven't been getting much sleep, and also I haven't streamed in like a month as usual. I don't stream very often. But where am I even going? But after beating Endwalker, I started watching people play Endwalker. Can I hide chat? I know I can. I should probably set myself to busy. But yeah, I got the itch to stream it, even though I recently beat Endwalker like 2 weeks ago. I've been busy crafting up a storm, getting my crafters up to level 90 to meet up with the top level of Endwalker. But yeah, let's get started. Taru's putting on a pot of tea and looks to be in need of company. I can read. Gilder, how lovely to see you. If you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Of course. Take a seat then. I'll find us something to nibble on as well. You did give me an island, Tataru, so I might as well humor you at the very least. Also, you might see my little dude in the bottom left talking when there's nothing there because it's picking up the AC of my house. And there's not much I can do about the Warudo picking up the sound of the house. Unless I filter it through somehow. Oh yeah, the Scions disbanded, so Tataru's in charge of the Rising Stones while everyone's just wandering about. Oh, you know you miss me. What should you do, Tataru? What should I do? A grand new adventure, of course. I'm still mulling it over. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. And what do you got? You embellish. Just be me. That's the general plan. But where to start? And what do you got? What's happening in Thavnir? Yeah, the moment I walked its rancid hand, the final days was probably upon us. Go west. No, I haven't, Emmett Silk. Am I going there next? Okay. Sorry if things are vibrating. My knee is like right on the desk. I won't say no to new clothes. Oh, I don't know about that. Make sure it has pockets. I need pockets. You have no idea what my bag looks like, Tataru. I'm genuinely curious of what you got there. Yeah, I had to dump a lot of stuff just before this. It shouldn't have been chamomile. What do we got here? Is that the ruins of the where Heidelin sundered the world? Xenos? Is that Xenos? I think it might be his Reaper. There's something in the sky. Oh, you didn't eat all the macaroons, buddy? You ain't me. Oh, I understand completely. I don't know if I dreamt that. Let's go. I probably am not going to wear the outfit, but I'm genuinely curious, like I said before, that what it's gonna look like. I like the dichotomy of my outfit that I got going, where it's got cutesy elements of the Moogle staff with the very edgy, diabolic / facet coat casting. No napping this time, I only need a moment, you'll see. A little more room in the shoulders, open the cuffs, a final adjustment to the hem. All done, let's see how it looks on the mannequin. What do you think? Doesn't it just scream ready for a bold new adventure? It's even got Meteor's hair, Arbert's hair, etc. It's very standard adventurer. God, time to yourself, Tataru. So what do I owe you? Stop, you'll make me blush. If you really want me to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. I look at you, a famous hero, and wonder wherever did he purchase those stylish yet practical garments? And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Taru's boutique. I'm a walking ad board, am I? Wahaha! I can hear it now, the merry clink clink of gil overflowing from my coffers, sweet music to my ears. Oh, I want to see how that ear cuff looks. Let's see if I can... Interesting. What about the necklace? Probably not going to use it, but... Can't say no to new clothes. Burgeoning merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you will remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Hang on, I'm not clicked into the game. Oh, maybe you should start just doing that. You never know when some odd past detail might become relevant. Or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Something to keep in mind in any case. Collection expanded, the unending codex. Oh, it's a little it's a little glossary. Encyclopedia. That's not going to be better than what I got, but it's something. As the former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions, allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavnir, I suggest you explore your options at Mareed's Mayhane, the finest drinking establishment in Radzet Han. Charmed employees and they'll not only point you in the direction of local tale tellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues. I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, Gilder, and may your fortune find you. The classic, ask the barkeep. Let's get to Radzet Han. Is it May Reads or May Rides? Or is it May Read? Oh, I didn't realize that door opened. What's this? I think it's a Vista. Oops. Let's do that real quick. Let's find Lookout. Nice. And let's hide the chat window again. Hi, Milil. Welcome to May Reads, Mayhane. Oh, hello, I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. No, I'm here for information. Ruins beneath the bounty. Would you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular, a historian in fact, who could tell you all about it. Synchronized dancer is in the background. Ah, there he is, Professor Jalheen. I thought I saw him come in. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Mayhane's unique beverages. Offer him any drink for our selection, and he should happily share everything he knows about the vault you seek, and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy him is on the house, by the way. If Mayreed found out I took coin from Thavnair's savior, she would have me screwing pots for a week. Jalheen, can I get you something? Falling event cannot be skipped. And what might I do for you, my Eorzean friend? Oh, just a friendly chat. How about a drink? Well, I wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Here we are, one of Mayreed's finest. Enjoy. Ah, lovely. Bottoms up. Jolene empties the cup in a single pull. Damn, boy. That's very kind of you, sir, but I know when I'm being softened up. What is it that you want from me? Oh, chasing down that old tale, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurous at heart. Now, where to begin? I assume you've heard of Alzadal? He was Khan of the Ari tribe which sailed to Thavnair from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Razat Han. His decision to aid the I can never say this word, Arkasadara is what ultimately won them the war against the Gajasura, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. The truly fascinating... Oh, my god. My eyes are watering in tandem with me getting tongue-tied. Truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Alzadal III, who was known for his deeds as satrap in Razat Han's earlier days. Some attest that this man traveled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Others that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. I mean, that might both be true. Then there's the tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem curious about. According to this legend, Alzatal III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all his worldly wealth within. In the centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or hardship fell Razat Han, folk would remember the tale of the hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune, but precious few ever made it home. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle. Oh, my cup appears to be empty. That wasn't enough? Really, another round for the professor. I see we've reached an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. Another for the professor. Oh ho ho, today was a splendid day to visit the Mayhain. Jahil gulps down his newest drink with gusto. Where were we? Yep. Those who did return from seeking the treasure vault flatly refused to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legend, and the golden lure grew stronger than ever before. That reminds me of something Ozma was saying. Ozma is a fellow connoisseur of spirituous potables. Yes, he is. Anyway, he was saying that one of his acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail. I hear he did have, no, I can't say no more. You seem a generous sort. What kind of man would I be encouraged to encourage what was clearly a foolhardy quest? If my word sent to you to your death, I could never live with myself. I'm no stranger to peril. I did stop the end of the world. Is that so? Perhaps it's your turn to tell a tale then. What manner of dangers have you faced? Well, there's the time I fought a brood of dragons. The very edge of existence? For anyone else, I'd struggle to believe it, but I recognize you. You know, you're the hero of the final days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves. Halil, more of the same, if you please. As you wish, but this one is on your coin, Professor. Jalil drains another cut dry. Oh, he's long gone. Anyway, you being who you are, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little more. This friend of Azama's was desperate to buy a treasure map, one which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Seems he could only get it from some merchant. What's his name? I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. Milil, more drinks. Signal for water instead. He's had enough. Your drink, sir. Ah, marvelous. I am parched. Jalheen gulps down the cup of water. That was water. Did you tell me to bring me water? Still, that's probably for the best. Well, very kind of you, really. My head will certainly thank you in the morning. I seem to have overindulged. I'm put in mind of the words of Master Jalzan. Be wary how much of the drink you swallow, lest it swallow you. Was Jalzan the dude who taught me how to make ascorbic acid? Forgive me, I subject you to no more of these unseemly antics. If you want to speak with Ozma, well, as I said, we share a taste for the Mayhain's fine spirits. You probably came in as we were talking. I wish you fortune in finding your fortune. You appear to have learned all that Jaheen has to share regarding the undersea vault. To find out more, you need to locate a man by the name of Ozma. Hello, are you Ozma? Yes, I am Ozma, and who might you be? All true, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out in search of Azadal's legacy, and I've been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All he could talk about was finding that vault, and that look in his eyes. I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He was hunting Azadal's the third's otherworldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. I see in you, too, that appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavor. So I'll tell you what my friend told me. I convinced a merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant was one Zassal, I believe, is selling a map which shows the exact route, but my friend's purchase was too light for an exorbitant price. With that meager wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there are ruins on the small island somewhere in the bounty, and within those ruins hides the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend to speak seeking Ozadal's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home. We'll see about that. I love those types of Moroccan lights. I think they're like Moroccan. What's going on over here? Dude, you are not going to survive going there. Even if you could pay for it. Gotta spend money to make money, apparently. I see. Now that seems sketch. That much is true. You don't have to gloat about it. I see now. I started to feel it when he started. But when he went down on his knees, I started realizing, yeah, this is all play. Asinian, don't you dare. I like his adventurer garb. Astinian. Didn't even haggle or nothing, Astinian. I know you're trying to do it for the kid too, but still, man. How you doing? I'm always dressed for adventure. At least when I'm my black mage. Can I look at that map, Austinian? Oh, they were watching. And you paid a king's ransom. Never took you for a treasure hunter. No, he's broke. Because he spends all his money. I mean, you got a point. I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Tataru would hate you for that. You could have just, you know, helped the kid. Naturally. Shall we split the expenses? I may be rich, but Astinian, you're not. I'm not trusting you with my wallet. So where are we going? You will recall I spoke of visiting Tavernier at Vitra's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast and made his proposal once I was too full of Hanish delights to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. Tales and tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or a trawler with a ship fit for the open seas. Mastia is a fisherman by trade, yes. We should head to Akali and see if he can help us. I wonder how that kid's doing. I see. Possibly a Hildebrand quest. I should probably just warp there. I don't know if you can hear that, but a cat is being dramatic. He's never, like, when he makes that sound, he's never in any, like, discomfort or anything. I think he just misses, like, my roommate. So, like, he just gets a little upset. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? Treasure, my friend. So you need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins. Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone would be glad for a chance to repay the favor. Wait here and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Follow us all the way out here. Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us ever since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Ah, it is you. Do you know how far out of the way we walked so you'd not cross paths with some wild beast? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thavnir? You are, I know you are. I've gone and cheated you. I work with Zashal. You see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the fleeting orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done, and beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never have... Well, we'd be... Enough. I knew your game, and I paid the price willingly. Fortunate purchase, it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You're kind to overlook the wrong I've done you. What's more, you need to know. And? The map you bought is very real, as is the island it shows. I overheard Zashal selling the information to another customer. He told that man where he needed to search, about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. Do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there is little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... we'll be fine. We might need a hand moving the treasure. My bag can only hold so much in its abstract size. Assuming we find any. Still, it may prove wise to bring some companions along the same. Any ideas on whom to approach? The signs have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Not Y'shtola, she would not care. Gratia. Considering I need a tank. I cry on my hands full building rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, that man is as strong as you. Is he though? Strong, I mean? He's very strong. What is your name, boy? Mayrad, sir. Well, Mayrad. Your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. I should probably unmark those quests on my right. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As you recall, he was based at the Annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let's be off too, Mayrad. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Let me unmark these quests. Oops. One too many. I can just return. The Baldesian Annex. Hide the log window, because I always forget to do that. Oh, look what it is. Welcome back, Gilder. What might the students do for you? Graha? Well, yes, he's in the main hall with Mistress Kryl. They've been holed up in there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break. What are those two up to? Graha. Do I sound like a lullaphil? What are the two working on? I never finished that. Well, that's a shame. You would be correct. Mm-hmm. Drag Graha out. Always excited. I knew you'd be down. No. And perchance why? Mm-hmm. That's true, actually. He did say that, he supposedly got his riches from another world. Oddly specific. The Loperates are trying to build a treasure vault. Sure thing. Oh, I haven't forgotten. It's piqued my interest. That's not the Numenon. Wait, she's not at the Numenon? Oh, she is. The Numenon's over here. I thought for a sec she was at Skull's Harbor. Oh god. Dead asleep. Wakey wakey. Ah, you're finally awake. Little classic Skyrim reference for you. I love the music cut out. Long enough. Catching up some light reading. Change the subject on her. I've known that feeling. Mm-hmm. Have you tried the restricted section? You might want to ask the authority on that in Grahatia. Indeed. See, indeed. We heard a guy stole treasure from another world. It might be metaphorical. Once we get Urianger. leave that mess behind for that poor mammoth you stole. Strange that Heidelin came up in the codex, but the reflections make sense. Where's Thamazane? I never remember that place. Oh, it's all the way down there. Dive, dive, dive! Just phase through that door. Oh, you flatter me. It is. Wasn't Thanker with you? He's trying to ditch you, Oriange, so probably not. It's good to see you as well. Oh, you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In a way. I mean, that could be like a fun, like, event. We are looking for a treasure vault, actually. We got a healer, DPS, well, 2 DPS, and all-rounder. Technically a year, according to theories. I wouldn't call you a bard. looking for? How was your pilgrimage? That's good to hear. I mean, that makes sense. I wonder how Julius is doing. Treasure. Do you want to come, Thancred? Never. That makes sense. All right. I hate that it keeps popping up my chat window. Ooh, that's pretty zoomed in. For a sec, I thought my face tracking just broke. But no. Send you to recruit Graha, and you return with an entire survey party. I hope Mastia's boat isn't starting enough to carry us all. What he means is, we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I only ask that you take care to steer clear of the reefs and the shallows there. Aye, we will keep an eye out. That's gonna seem like it's gonna become pertinent. Stoll is intrigued by the legend of Ozadal III. Is he Lupin III, but not Lupin? Ozadal III. I confess I'm somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. Could it be more than simple folklore? And what of the treasure he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth promise ruins, but beyond that we do not know what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let's dispense with conjecture and set sail for the vault. Pretty misty out today. Alright, let's do this. Let's bring us
Right then.
Estinian because I'm a magic dude. I do like trusts simply because I don't have to wait for a party to build to enter a story dungeon. Interesting, it's lighting the way. The downside of the trusts is because I'm a DPS, it's hard to get a big pull going without garnering enough attention that I straight up die. Freeze. I always forget my AoE rotation at first before I get back into the groove of it. Switch. And also, I'm not used to talking while I do this, so forgive me if I space out. Okay. Definitely pretty here. Is that, like, broken down? No, those just ruins. I thought it was like a broken down ship. Oh my. I didn't need to cast freeze. What I wish there was is an AoE version of Paradox, like there is a
You underestimate me.
single target version of Foul.
Make ready.
Probably can just single target now. What's that sound? Cool. Graha, can you take care of that? Also, there's the problem of the fact that these tanks aren't very good at stacking. So it's harder to get my AoE going. Are you still alive? Oh yeah, you are. Probably should cast Swift Cast. Oh well, it's dead. Oh my. I have a bad habit of resetting my rotation whenever I get into a new combat. Sometimes when I don't need to, like just now. What's unfortunate for Black Mage is, from my research into rotations, Fire 2 and Blizzard 2 are kind of useless. Even High Blizzard and High Fire. I may be wrong, but being able to cast Flare twice is just really nice. Alright, the first boss. Let's see if I can do this while speaking.
Make ready.
What's going on here? Okay, I got it. I didn't mean to use Fire Starter there. Spare. Oh, I'm screwed. That was unfortunate. I do like the colors of his abilities.
Hold still. You're mine. You underestimate me.
That tentacle dig move is hard to predict. Oops. That was me just being stupid. Salt encrusted, you say? I'm pretty sure Urianger is having a panic attack as we go down into the water. Confirming bear's identity. Oh my, was that a shark? I didn't get anything but one of them. I keep forgetting I have amplifier.
Allow me.
What are you? Okay. That's not good.
Make ready.
Why are you targeting me? Oop. Get out of that. Raha, please stop taking them away from the rampart. Just resetting my Blizzard 3. Because I had the time to do so. What I miss doing back in Stormblood is there's a way to do quad flare, and it was very satisfying. It involved using a high ether though. I don't need aiming. I should probably focus this down before flaring non-stop. Please stop. Oh, it's dead. Get these crabs out of here. That is an interesting automata.
Hold still.
Oh shit. I see what's going on here. Oops, I was supposed to do despair first. Okay, I think we're good. Not anymore.
This will hurt. Hold still.
Probably should use my ley lines at some point.
You underestimate me.
Oh, that's not good. It's really not good. Wow. I didn't expect it to be like a rapid fire. I thought it was just gonna hit me once. Unfortunately, I was kind of cornered and I didn't want Urianger to die because then I would die and created a paradox in which I killed myself.
Make ready.
I also like trusts because they force you to learn the fight. You can't die at all. Ow. I'm just doing everything wrong right now.
Hold still.
Should probably mana ward the diffusion ray.
Hold still.
Okay, let's go over here. I think I'm good right here. I can shift over. And then he's gonna switch it. Why'd I do that? Probably because I wanted to move and cast at the same time. See right here. That was not Xenoglossy. Oh my god, I'm just panicking because I'm streaming. The LP tax is real. Don't let anyone tell you it's otherwise.
Make ready. Hold still.
Right here. Enhanced Swift Cast. I cannot make use of that. I have a feeling this place is gonna destroy itself with this much treasure in it.
Be gone!
Oop.
Make ready!
That's a lot of treasure.
Make ready!
I thought I cast freeze. Apparently I didn't. Oh, I don't want the treasure coffer or Estinian. I want the mystic weapon. Thank you. I could have cast one more fire for her.
Be gone!
Oh my. Wasn't expecting mimics, but should have expected mimics.
You're mine! All that I have and more I bring to bear! Hold still. Be gone!
What's interesting about the AoE rotation is, like, I have to wait for transpose to go through, so, like, I'm not sure if cast re-upping Thunder 2 or just another cast of Freeze is better. Like, when it's run out, yeah, cast Thunder 2, but
Hold still.
when it's still got, like, 15 seconds left. The benefit of Thunder 2 is the instant cast, though. What are you? Lots of materia. I see spike floors, I bet.
Together we shall overcome this.
Yep. Oh, that was cool looking. Oh, wow. I like how we have our arms out. What foolishness is this? Finally, I can cast that Despair. What's going on here? Oh, I see. The color he's channeling into. Well, that was a terrible time to use ley lines. This is a goofy mechanic. Get that mana font going and maybe an amplifier too. Stand near yellow. I never use triple cast because it doesn't actually speed up my cast speed. It's more for movement.
Hold still.
Nice job, Astinian. This boss is actually really easy compared to what came before. Hi, Stola. What do we have here? An alchemy pot. Exactly, Graha. Oh, it's pronounced Hanish. Oh, hi, Varshan. Ritra. No. What did you seal? I wasn't gonna touch it, but you know, you stole. Damn. Mishola is excited. Huh. I kind of figured, but what's it doing here? Void gates and fissures are much the same thing in practice, in the sense that both allow passage between the source and the 13th. Difference in terminology refers to the circumstances of their creation. A fissure is an incidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is the product of a deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. I think that our search for material riches would lead to this priceless discovery. A swirling emptiness. It puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes. Yeah, we went to the void in the Crystal Tower. It's a really interesting conundrum. Mericidia? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's from the first brew Graha. Wait, not the first brood, second brood. Mm-hmm. And that was... Yeah, I don't think that worked out pretty well. Probably because they didn't care. So you formulated... Hang on one second. Sorry about that. And I have clicked off the game. It's getting bigger. That's the purpose of our Sean. Mm-hmm. Oops. Mm-hmm. If she even is there. Boy, have I. I remember when Nero turned purple. I thought our time had come. Vaguely. Interesting. Reasonable conclusion. Shola might be plotting. So he was part of the first brood. Right. I was right the first time. Well, he managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I can learn more on how this feat was accomplished? I'll tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible. Arrange... to replace the guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. My apologies. We were but perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secrets. If the constructs can be repaired, we would be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary. Much as I retain spare vessels for myself, we can keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Radzet Han. Makes sense that the satrap would know about this place. Man, I had lunch and now I'm already hungry again. Then again, I didn't have breakfast. I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but first I must attend to the matter of the Vault Sentinels. As your instructions have no doubt informed you, the Capiculu has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it's conveyed to its post along with some few lesser constructs. Is it Tomb Rotters? Fiends born in the Tower of Zot? By the sisters, do not tell me my blasphemy yet runs free. None of those things. I mean, one of those things, kind of. Shifty Oriange. Why such guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who are responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now, I believe you had questions? Quite a few, in fact. But I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded with my own magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would emit only the lowliest of void scent, and from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man? I would think Alpha No would fit, given a firm enough push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your simulacrum into the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise means to control it. After much experimentation, they acknowledged the impossible. A method was accomplished. A method was conceived by which my magics can manipulate the fissure and transfer it into a serviceable gate. The process has long since been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Azdaia, there was no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. Thus has the gate lain dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with the Cloud of Darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void sent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the Bounty Gate. Maybe you can resume the search for your sister? As I have already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. I had meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? It was all Istinian's idea. See if the legends were true. Oops. As you have seen, the fabulous wealth from the stories is quite real, if not its rumored origin. But I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. Then we are of one mind. We had no intention taken it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? She thinking. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask me, you shall have it. You are most gracious. I shall take advantage of your permission. With that, I could join thee in thy study, but the Loperates are only anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. I must be off to Charlene as well. Squirrel is eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you're able. Farewell for now. We can discuss my findings once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily. Oh. You may now undertake the Chronicles of New Era Quest series, Myths of the Realms. With the fresh faced student about. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to check that out at some point. The difficult part all this will be deciding how best to put these riches to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? Of course. Thank you, Gilder. Gilder and I are in this together. I'll follow his example. Checking the time. Meanwhile, elsewhere. ¿Qué es esto? Who are you? I have a feeling I know this guy, but I can't remember his name. From Final Fantasy IV? I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not instigated from this side. 'Twas thrown open from the other. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. Is it Galbez? An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have waited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Yet we must not underestimate he who has bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Bah, let him come. I'll drown the world and watch his flesh and gasp for breath in his final moments. Zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back on our struggles beneath the sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. It's time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I'd ask that you act in my stead. Gilder, you are to visit Gali and Yedlamad. Speak with Mustia and his people and listen to their grievances. Stinian, I bid you to do the same at Palika Stand. I will be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant Skull grounds. Once you reconvened, once you believe you ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Megaduda. I don't know if you can hear that, but my mic is shaking because a certain cat is shaking the desk. Where am I going? Akali. There's also a bunch of like blue quests that I need to do, but I might do most of those on my own time. Especially the raid series, because shaking the desk as usual. Just the wait to join a raid series, raid quest, is a long one for a DPS. Hi, Masya. Oh, Gilder, I was so glad to see you return unharmed. You finished with the boat then? Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose Kazal's loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. I have a feeling that money isn't going to solve this problem. Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Thamnair, then you must try my special Amaryllassi. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What could such wonder cost, you wonder? Normally I part with 3 bottles for the generous price of 19,800 gil, but for you, I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. So not turning a profit? I'm not a Stinian. Times are harsh, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back for the few village travelers we see during these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices. I tell you, if I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps on the street. We gotta reinvigorate trade somehow. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? Trade routes are open once more now that the danger is past. Certainly, but no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that to the sailors who we lost in the final days, and it's a no wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Kalzal and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he'd found a way to turn our fortunes around. That was a man who got things done. God's rest his soul. You have spoken with key local figures and gained an understanding of the populace hardships. Vashan awaits your report at Megaduda. Where is Megaduda? Ah. Oops. Let's see here. Ah, my advisor's return. I just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the land in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least, and there are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. It is convenient, that's true. As for my inquiries, the people of Palikistans were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevere with some assistance from Yed Lamad. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for the needs, for the most part. Palikistan has weathered disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. Quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant skull to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavnair have been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so that we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Yakali and Yed Lamad? Basically, trade is dead. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortage of able-bodied sailors in Yad Lamad. I'm reminded of a child I spied on as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. Pardon me. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over, so many lives lost. I figured. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome, but we will not. Gilder, Estinian, I'll consider the perspectives you brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposals of my assembled functionaries. What's the plan, Vritra? Is it all or nothing? That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would also give them a chance to be swindled. Do you propose an orphanage? It's a tough one. I'd say the third one. It fits Thavnair perfectly. Basically taxes. If only I had a naming way. Something with Calzal seems appropriate. Yeah. Hope so. Perfect. Indeed. What do you got to say? Thank you for putting forth Kalzal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Arcanist Shola. She asked for you to meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood, thank you. Shola may have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahuan assumed office. They understand what needs to be done. I am curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Now, what did Y'shtola learn? The main Aetheryte plaza. Come, Y'shtola. What do you have to say? Missing a couple. Which makes sense. Nothing. Mm-hmm. I think I was dragged to the Ethereal Sea. Mm-hmm. You are correct in that because we used a major focus and shit ton of energy. That's a good point. Which would be opening a gate. Yeah. But what if they have a focus, like a statue? I thought he'd just drop down in despair. Yeah, that's right. And then you put it in something else. Mm-hmm. Following you so far. But what does it all mean, Basil? Yeah? Mm-hmm. I wonder. I have a feeling it's because the 13th is possibly just permeated by darkness and we are light, so we're just naturally at odds. You know what to say. Pish posh. I mean, I had 23 other people helping me. Count me in. Funny enough, I fought the Cloud of Darkness literally last night in a raid roulette. Mm-hmm. And how are you going to convince them of that? And there's the caveat. I am unfamiliar. Mm-hmm. How do you channel darkness? Yeah. Charlene? With Gra's favorite place to sneak around. With what? Where are you going? How noble of you. That is your call, buddy. I think after this quest, I'm gonna call it for the day because I am getting very sleepy. You gotta love sleep deprivation. I should have been reading that out loud. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our path. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? Borshno? Montashane? To settle, let's head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7. Damn. I labored under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the studio. He used the Thancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louis took him in off the streets, he was put in charge of another Archon. His was a rigorous and practical education of the arts of espionage and survival. Sometimes wonder what my life might have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Tea at the last stand after a day of lectures. Should I wonder as well? But that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends, spent sipping tea and debating theories. So I wouldn't give up my time with Master Motoya for the world. Just don't tell her that. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from the bright area halls of academia as one could get, but it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Just don't tell Master Matoya that you said that, because she would hold it against you in the most teasing fashion. Bye, Monsashane. Ah, visitors, and quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scholar, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, no furtive forays into the stacks of time this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety, yet in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? We're looking for a way into the void. So that we can facilitate travel between worlds. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. My assumption is correct. The research left behind by House Daimir was laying dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. That's what we... Yep. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift for one, and that I might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth you feel and think of our world and the echo of its future, and yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name would force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Marvelous, an audacious proposal worthy of Master Motoya herself. And after hearing the wise and the wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request to the forum's consideration. Although your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. My Master Fortuno, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there's no denying that having Master Fortuno at our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well, we will pay a visit to the Levieleur estate and plead our case. One last thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager, so if you could see your way into indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, Scholar, we will be sure to pass on any revelations. Let's think. My brain is dying, so I can't really think. What would happen if we were to go to the void, I wonder? Master Gilder, Mistress Stola, how may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Foshino. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the master is in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Well, Alliance would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of importance to discuss? Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. We want to go to the void. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Montaigne expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we will not attempt to circumvent the forum's authority again, unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? No pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero across the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up thoughts on reunion. He spent his efforts elsewhere, watching over people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while portraying the longing in his heart. You speak of Buchan as Daya. It's no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The forum, blah blah blah. I can't read anymore. The forum must still be convinced. I'll aid your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldesian Annex. I see that lookout point, but I'm not going to get it. There we go. How are we looking? So what did the forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlian and salted the earth for good measure. Yeah. When it became clear that a student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. The chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines. Did Fortuno stand up for us? And it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least we could do in return. This is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I'm sure you're aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor and bid you good day. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising, aye, but that very stoicism is exactly what Charlian needed to guide it through not one, but 2 exoduses. Just looking on, smiling. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes. Now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding House Daymare's research notes, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Who are you? Restricted reading. Okay, I'm getting more and more blue quests, which I'm going to need to do, but I am getting very sleepy and my voice hurts. So, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.